All right, you ready for this?
No.
This is breaking news bigly here. Breaking bigly news. It's from the Wall Street Journal. A new Palestinian offer for peace with Israel. Hebron's sheikhs propose to leave the Palestinian Authority and join the Abraham Accords. Ladies and gentlemen, join the Abraham Accords. See, guys, it's always easy to say, here's what I'd like to see, and there's not like a real chance of this. Like, hey, wouldn't it be great if everyone just got along tomorrow and everyone just dropped their weapons and everyone got along? Yeah, that would be great. That's not something that could actually, I mean, it could happen in terms of things that are not impossible, but so massively improbable that can't take it seriously. However, this is something you could take seriously. This is something that could happen. The regime in Iran could be crushed. That's something that could happen. That's something that could happen in the very near future. So think, as far as things that could actually happen, this could totally happen. You could end up very soon in the very near future with a pretty large chunk of the West Bank entering into the Abraham Accords and getting along with Israel. And simultaneously, you could have the Ayatollahs toppled in Iran. And then what did Reza Pahlavi suggest? He suggested putting together the Cyrus Accords between Iran and Israel. You could actually get a much better situation here in the very near future. Hope it happens. It would be based. All right, let's check out some of this article, guys. AP, jump in with anything based whenever you want. I'll just read. All I do is read, guys. The idea of a two-state solution for Israel and the Palestinians has never seemed more futile than in the months since October 7th, 2023. Doesn't look like it's happening. Doesn't look like it could work now. But maybe that opens the door to a new way of achieving peace. We want cooperation with Israel, says Sheikh. No, I shouldn't do this with a voice. This guy seems pretty cool. We want cooperation with Israel, says Sheikh Wadi al-Jabari, also known as Abu Sanad, from his ceremonial tent in Hebron, the West Bank's largest city. West Bank's largest city, located south of Jerusalem. We want coexistence. The leader of Hebron's most influential clan has said such things before, as did his father. Oh, that's interesting. So this has been going on for a while, and apparently this clan has been saying for a while that they don't want to be part of this whole Palestinian Authority thing. That's actually good news. Doesn't sound as much like a plot or a scheme if it's been, going on for decades and so on, and them saying, hey, actually, we don't want to be part of this stuff with these other guys here, guys. We'd like to be our own thing. But this time is different. Sheikh Jabari and 4 other leading Hebron sheikhs have signed a letter pledging peace and full recognition of Israel as a Jewish state. I will repeat that. Sheikh Jabari and 4 other leading Hebron sheikhs have signed a letter pledging peace and full recognition of Israel as a Jewish state. Their plan, awesome. That's very awesome. And guys, you gotta like the reasoning here, especially if you have, this clan-based system. Hey, I'm the leader of my clan. I'm supposed to do what's in the best interest of my clan and make a future for my clan and make sure things are better for my clan than they've been in the past. And that involves making peace. That involves making peace with these guys right up the street here. Smart. I like it. Their plan is for Hebron to break out of the Palestinian Authority. My goodness, this is just as good as the previous sentence. I'm going to read these 2 sentences together after this. Their plan is for Hebron to break out of the Palestinian Authority, establish an emirate of its own, and join the Abraham Accords. I'm going to read those 2 together. Those are 2 beautiful sentences, man. Sheikh Jabari and 4 other leading Hebron sheikhs have signed a letter pledging peace and full recognition of Israel as a Jewish state. Their plan is for Hebron to break out of the Palestinian Authority, establish an emirate of its own, and join the Abraham Accords. Always possible people have nefarious plans, but I like this so far. The letter is addressed to Israeli Economy Minister Nir Barkat, a former mayor of Jerusalem, who has brought Mr. Jabari and other sheikhs to his home, means he trusts them, he's bringing them to his home, and met with them more than a dozen times since February. They ask him to present it to Prime Minister Netanyahu and await his reply. So this is not just coming out of nowhere. They've been working on this for a while. It said that the sheikh's father, before him, was suggesting things along these lines, saying, we don't want to work with these guys. We'd rather do something else. And so who's this guy? Israeli Economy Minister. He's been meeting with them, met them more than a dozen times since February. They've got a plan together, and they want to pitch this to Prime Minister Netanyahu. Let's see, who's writing this? The sheikhs. The Emirate of Hebron shall recognize the state of Israel as the nation state of the Jewish people, the sheikhs write. And the state of Israel shall recognize the Emirate of Hebron as the representative of the Arab residents in the Hebron district. That's good, because I was like, what do you want to be recognized as? And as I'm reading it, I'm wondering it, and they shall recognize the Emirate of Hebron as the supreme authority over all Palestinian lands, or something like that. No, they just said the territory they already control. They're already in charge of. They already run that area. There's officially the Palestinian Authority over them. They're saying we don't want to be part of that. We just want to get out of that and get along with you guys. That's awesome stuff. Accepting Israel as a Jewish state goes further than the Palestinian Authority ever has, and sweeps aside decades of rejectionism. That's why you got to pay attention to stuff like this. When you get to people who are like, yeah, we're willing to take the huge step that's required to get past all this. That's good. And it seems like that's what you'd have to do. I mean, it just seemed really unlikely that you're going to get all the West Bank and all of Gaza to just suddenly agree, yep, we're all on this. We're working towards a common future with Israel. It's going to be hard. You could get parts. You could get parts like this. I like the idea of working with a part here. The letter.
Here's the thing. So at the moment, it looks that the proposal is made by 5 sheikhs who brought this forth. Primarily the one guy, the Sheikh Jabari guy. We meanwhile have an update from the local population, from the people in Hebron, that and also from his extended relatives and extended family, that they said they denounce this plan and want nothing to do with it. But you know, within Israel, certain elements of the government might be considering to take this seriously and to go through with it. But it might cause some hostilities inside Hebron against these guys.
Oh, no, it would definitely 100% cause hostility. That's why they're going to be talking about you kind of need to move fast, because if Israel's just like, oh, okay, we'll see what happens and stuff, people are going to wear down on these guys, because these guys are going to be called traitors, right? These guys are going to be called traitors for trying to work with Israel when they're actually doing what is in the best interest of their clan. But yeah, these guys would need support in making this work. They're going to need help from Israel in making this work. And they're going to, hey, we acknowledge you are the Jewish homeland. You acknowledge us as the group that's in charge here. And it's pretty simple. If you're not on board, go over that way. Go over to the Palestinian Authority. Bye-bye. But this isn't something where you could make this offer and just put it off for a long time, because you guys will get taken out. In other words, these guys are still under the control of the Palestinian Authority, which they're saying they want to break away from. Everyone get that? Right now, this moment, they are under the authority of the Palestinian Authority, which they're saying they want to break away from. So if they're going to do that successfully, seems like it would need to be pretty darn quick here. Let's see. So let me go ahead and read at the top again. Oh, no, we go down. Okay, we got to rejectionism. All right, let's go to the letter, sort of in the middle there. The letter seeks a timetable for negotiations to join the Abraham Accords and a fair and decent arrangement that would replace the Oslo Accords, which these guys do not like the Oslo Accords. That's what puts the Palestinian Authority in charge over them, which only brought look at their description of it. This is their letter. Hang on. The letter seeks a timetable for negotiations to join the Abraham Accords and, quote, a fair and decent arrangement that would replace the Oslo Accords, which only brought damage, death, economic disaster, and destruction. These guys do not like the current system of things. The Oslo Accords, agreed to by Israel and the Palestinian Liberation Organization in the 1990s, quote, have brought upon us the corrupt Palestinian Authority instead of recognizing the traditional, authentic local leadership. That would be the clans, the great families that still shape Palestinian society. You understanding all this, AP?
Mm-hmm.
The sheikhs proposed that Israel would admit. This is actually interesting. So they are proposing to get workers back working in Israel and so on. The sheikhs proposed that Israel would admit 1,000 workers from Hebron for a trial period, then 5,000 more. Sheikh Jabari and another major sheikh say Mr. Barkat has told them this number will grow to 50,000 workers. So this is on the Israeli side suggesting this. This number will grow to 50,000 workers or more from Hebron. Work in Israel is a valuable source of income for Palestinian communities, which have had little development of their own under Palestinian Authority rule, but most permits were suspended after October 7th. So, yeah, back then, guys, you had people who live in the West Bank and who live in Gaza, and they get work passes to come and work, and a bunch of those work permits got revoked after the October 7th attack because you can't tell who's coming to kill you and who's not. The Sheikh's letter pledges zero tolerance. Now, this is good. The Sheikh's letter pledges zero tolerance for terrorism by workers, in contrast to the current situation in which the Palestinian Authority pays tributes to the terrorists. So right now you're a terrorist and they pay you money. They pay you piles of money, especially if you die. And then they pay money to your family and take care of your family and stuff. And he's saying none of that crap. None of that crap. Zero tolerance. Zero tolerance. You'll get crushed and no one will ever help your family after that. That's good. Mr. Barkat says the old peace process failed, so new thinking is needed. He has been working with the knowledge of his Israeli government to explore possibilities with the sheikhs. A senior Israeli source says Mr. Netanyahu has been supportive but cautious, waiting to see how the initiative develops. The timing may be out of his hands now that Sheikh Jabari is extending the olive branch in public, meaning now that this is public, Netanyahu's going to have to make a call real quick or this is not going to last forever. Hey guys, it is interesting that, Mossad points this out all the time. He's like, there's no Palestinian people. There was no Palestinian people. There was no group called the Palestinian people or anything like that. I said you had Arabs, you had Jews, you had Christians, and so on. I mean, you had Arab Muslims, you had Arab Christians, you had Jews. But in reality, you had clans. You had a bunch of clans around there, and then this other thing gets imposed, and now your loyalty is supposed to be to the Palestinian cause, which is controlled by Hamas and the Palestinian Authority. And it is interesting. You got these guys going, where's this? What is this new thing? What is this new thing that we're supposed to be focused primarily on this big thing that's never had any part of us before? So it would be good to torpedo that entire mindset of your loyalty needs to be to this giant terrorist group that's somehow got control over you. That has to go. It's got to go.
No.
With their bold move, and it is a bold move. That's what I'm respecting most. They just announced it. They announced it when they are in a position where this could blow up in their faces. I mean, literally. bomb blowing up in their faces over this stuff, and they still put it out there. With their bold move, the sheikhs expect to swing Israeli public opinion to their side. Nobody in Israel believes in the PA, and you won't find many Palestinians who do either.
Yep.
That's brutal. Mr. Barkat says, what's up?
There is, there has been research on this. There have been surveys on this. But the Palestinians themselves do not trust the Palestinian Authority at all. Not at all. It's like they don't like it. They hate it. And if there were elections today, the people in the West Bank would most definitely vote them out and vote somebody else in place. The issue is that they wouldn't vote very good people in their place.
Yeah, it'd be another terrorist group.
Yeah.
That's a problem. And you can see it come out a little more in this article. They really, really don't like the Palestinian Authority. You have all the people who are there, who know each other, who have respect for one another and so on. And then this other group comes along, put in place by an agreement on the other side of the world. And these guys now get to come and abuse you and tax you whenever they want and tell you what to do. And like, we don't like these guys, man. We do not like these guys.
Yep.
Let me start up there again. With their bold move, because it's bold, the sheikhs expect to swing Israeli public opinion to their side. Nobody in Israel believes in the PA. And you won't find many Palestinians who do either, Mr. Barkat says. Sheikh Jabari wants peace with Israel and to join the Abraham Accords with the support of his fellow sheikhs. Who in Israel is going to say no? They're saying this will get public support really quick, like in Israel. They will be like, what? Here's some guys who really, really want to get along with us. Awesome stuff. The 48-year-old Sheikh Jabari often cites his illustrious ancestors, but his actions are guided as much by his view of the future. There will be no Palestinian state, not even in 1,000 years. Ooh, this is like realistic, saying, hey, go on this road. There's no Palestinian state. This is not even 1,000 years. This is never gonna work for these guys. Guess what? That's right. On the other side, you got the Hamas, and in 2 years we will conquer all of Israel. It's like, dude, you guys live in fantasy land, man.
It's never going to happen, man.
Not going to happen. There will be no, but this is this guy saying, there will be no Palestinian state, not even in 1,000 years, he says. After October 7th, Israel will not give it. A second major Hebron sheikh who signed and declares his loyalty to Sheikh Jabari agrees. To think only about making a Palestinian state will bring us all to disaster. The other sheikh spoke anonymously for their safety. Did you catch that? Again, this is like common sense. This is like realism. You're understanding how the world really works. If all we're focused on is getting our Palestinian state and conquering Israel, all we get is disaster. Plan something else. We need a different goal and a different plan, one that will actually work. I watched videos of Sheikh Jabari and another sheikh signing the letter and reviewed documents elaborating on the plan made with Mr. Barkat, which includes the creation of a joint economic zone. Here you go, AP, because you're worried about Israel and settlements and so on. Which includes the creation of a joint economic zone on more than 1,000 acres near the security fence between Hebron and Israel. The sheikhs expect it to employ tens of thousands. It will be a joint economic zone. A document in Hebrew lists the Hebron area sheikhs who have joined the Emirate initiative. The first circle has 8 major sheikhs who together are believed to lead 204,000 local residents. See, AP saying, this will never work. It's just one guy. No. These guys have, and hey, I remember something later. These guys are actually kind of badass, man. There are some badasses here. As you can see, when there's a conflict between the PA and these guys, if it's on their turf, these guys win. These guys win, and the PA backs down like a bunch of little cowards. Anyway, the first circle has 8 major sheikhs who together are believed to lead 204,000 local residents. The second circle lists 13 more sheikhs who lead another 350,000. That makes up a majority of the more than 700,000 people in the area. In other words, these guys have a majority of people under their authority already. And so they can make this work. Both circles have sworn allegiance to Sheikh Jabari. So both these circles have declared allegiance to this guy in this matter. An Israeli associate of the Sheikh witnessed. Those clan members also include many of the Palestinian Authority's local foot soldiers. The Sheikhs expect them to side with family. Ooh, that's interesting. I love that. Everyone gets that? You've got people who are the local enforcers, the local foot soldiers of the Palestinian Authority. That's their job. They work for the Palestinian Authority, their government. But their real loyalty is to their families. They're just doing that as a job. If they have to decide loyalty to my family, in other words, if my family goes to war with the Palestinian Authority, or if there's a conflict between the Palestinian Authority and my family, I'm going with family 100% of the time. That's what they're saying about these guys. So they've got the Palestinian Authority. They've got people down here. Those people are going to side with their families if this gets set off. That is good news. Good news. This is a likey so far, man.
You see, you see how they keep mentioning sheikhs, but there's one sheikh that they never mention.
If you say your booty,
Sheikh your booty.
You should make a video where you offer to negotiate this whole entire agreement as the one person who's acceptable, as the one person who's loved by Jews and by Arabs alike.
Yes, I will do that.
You could. That
I'll
would be
call
funny.
Sheikh your booty.
It would. It would actually be good for getting more people to be aware of this cool situation that's going on. So this guy's pretty cool. That's Barkat here. I plan to cut off the PA. Nice. I plan to cut off the Palestinian Authority, Sheikh Jabari says. Guys, this is why I said this is time sensitive. He just said he's cutting off the current government. So this would be like a state in the United States saying, you know what, we're cutting off ties with the federal government. You better do something quick, or that's not going to work too well. I plan to cut off the Palestinian Authority, Sheikh Jabari says. It doesn't represent the Palestinians. That's right. It doesn't. It is allegiance to a terrorist ideology that wants nothing except the destruction of Israel. It is not. It does not seek the interest of your people. And dude, this is actually really important. You look like once a group like Hamas has spread its ideology and this overarching goal, then what do you get? You get all these people, yes, we'll give away all our kids to this terrorist regime. Yes, it's a good thing to sacrifice all our kids. Meanwhile, if you still have like loyalty to your clan, you're looking at this going, you're not what? These are part of our clan. You're not getting all these people killed. The heck is wrong with you? My job as clan leader is to protect the people in my clan. Your stupid ideology calls for them to be your cannon fodder. No, I don't like you. That's good. That's good. That is a much better mindset. You're saying?
That's the thing. When we're talking about the Palestinian Authority, which is in the West Bank, in Judea and Samaria, lots of people think that that contrary to Hamas, these are actually good guys. They're actually reasonable. They're actually secular and this and this and that. They're not. Their entire role here is simply to to stall this entire conflict, to not get to any peaceful agreements, to through corruption stay in power and control the status quo until the people somehow, get the power to fight more forcefully against the Israeli state and to enforce some of their stupid ideas. This is just a corrupt, disgusting movement that has been keeping the West Bank in its grips for the longest time, and they help in no way at all. They are the enemy just as much as Hamas is the enemy.
Who are the enemy just as much as Hamas?
The Palestinian Authority.
And what is the connection between the Palestinian Authority and the PLO?
They're the same thing.
Why did they change their name? Just to sound like more of a government?
Well, the Palestinian Authority is supposed to be the government that the PLO established in order to rule the Palestinian state. But the PLO, or Fatah, is basically what is primarily in charge of the Palestinian Authority. So they are basically the Palestinian Authority. They are basically the same thing.
And I think this is going to, I think this comes up in this article, but think about that. The PLO, those were outsiders, guys. Those were outsiders. You have all these guys and all their clans, and then outsiders. Where's Arafat from? Egypt or something? And you get all these outsiders coming in and saying, "Hey, we're gonna be the government here. We're gonna be the government of these people." And these people already have like their clans and stuff in place. And all of a sudden, this is being enforced over them. And it's, "Hey, just so you know, we're all part of one group. We know we're not from here. You don't know us. You don't respect us. You don't like us. But we're the authority now, and we're gonna use you all as pawns in our game."
Yep. That's
and
what
these
they do.
guys, some of these guys do not like this. Some of these guys do not like this. We'll read some of this, but we have some naysayers here, and some naysayers from the area. So it'd be good to get some input from everyone over there. We've got some Israelis commenting, saying, "We will never make agreements with these people. We will only crush them."